Hi everyone. So today we're going to be doing a review of the 2019 Disney remake of Aladdin, directed by Guy Ritchie, starring a couple of interesting names. I think the guy who played Aladdin was Mena Moussaoud, Naomi Scott, and Will Smith. This was something that my girlfriend, our guest,
Hi.
wanted to see when it was in theaters, but we didn't get a chance to catch it because we've been so busy and trying to, going for different things here and there. So much out these days.
By the time we went to see it, the Lion King movie was out.
Yeah.
And that one was off screens.
Yeah. So it just came out on video this week, and I decided to rent it for her because I said, look, when it comes out this week, I'll rent it for you. And she was like, okay. So we went ahead and watched it a couple nights ago. Did we watch it on Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think it was Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
Wait, today's
Friday.
Did we watch it last night?
No.
Alright, then it was definitely Wednesday, because you had the day off.
Yeah. Okay. And we sat down and watched it at night, and should I start with my opinion on it, or do you want to give yours first?
Go for it.
I thought it was... It's weird. There's a part of me that's like, I thought it was just mediocre, but at the same time, it's like, I had like this like weird dissonance about it, where it's like, there's nothing about this that really makes me like it or love it, but at the same time, I was entertained by it. Like, in comparison to the Lion King remake, like, I thought the Lion King remake was better made. But Aladdin, I thought, like, between the two, which one I'd be more willing to watch more would be the Aladdin one. Mainly because, I was going to say mainly because of Will Smith.
Yeah, he had a lot of freedom in this one.
Yes!
For those of you who know the Aladdin movies, they completely disregarded about half of the crap that happens right in the beginning.
It's been a long time since I've seen the original, so...
Like, instead of bread, it was supposed to be apples that Jasmine gave the kids, and instead of apricots, was that what it was he had?
I think so.
Instead of that, it was supposed to be a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Where he handed Abu one half, and before he went to eat one half, he gave it to the kids. But they completely changed quite a bit, but it was fun.
Yeah. Like, as I said, it's like, I was thinking to myself, this maybe isn't a particularly, movie I love or anything, but I'm not bored by it.
No.
Like, it's...
And personally, even though it was Robin Williams that voiced the genie in the original, I think for the live remake, Will Smith was a perfect match.
He was, like, before the film came out, there was a lot of backlash, like, when they showed off the footage of him. Because it's like, when you see it, initially, it's just like one of those, like, this is...
It's strange.
Weird.
It's weird.
But when you actually get into the rhythms of the movie...
And you actually see it firsthand, you're more, oh, it actually came out great.
Yeah.
And he goes back to more of his style when he was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, this is actually one of his best roles in years. Like, he's never, like,
Because he got to cut loose and have fun more.
Big time.
Whereas in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's what he got to do, because it was his show.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, there was a sci-fi movie he was in a couple years ago called After Earth, which was kind of a vanity project. Not a good movie, but...
I like Hancock, but they didn't give him too much of a role or too much freedom.
Even though he was the lead in that, ironically enough.
But in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and here in the Aladdin one, they gave him a lot more freedom to do Genie his style. Because that's what these movies are about. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that whole entire TV series is pretty much about learning to grow up while having fun. And Aladdin, it's more about learning responsibility and learning to be yourself. And they really emphasize that with Will Smith being himself while being the genie.
And it's nice that he doesn't he doesn't try and copy Robin Williams' performance. He's doing his own it's like he's doing his own thing, but it's like this is still the same character. Yeah. He's just doing his own spin on it.
He still keeps to the guidelines of Genie, but he puts his own complete spin on that. And it's great to see it.
Oh yeah, he's I was the big number, like A Friend Like Me, it's there was actually this great little video I need to show you sometime where somebody actually combined both the Robin Williams version and the Will Smith one.
Oh boy.
And it makes it sound like they're singing together.
Wow.
It actually works.
That's gonna be very interesting to see.
Well, it's just a song,
Well, I know, but it's still two different versions of the song.
Yeah, and it works perfectly. And he was just, and another thing I was actually surprised to see is that there's actually a lot of time where he isn't blue.
I know, in the original, Genie's blue pretty much 90% of the time, but in
this one,
he's pretty much human all of the time.
Yeah, he bounces between the two forms, which is something.
But barely.
Yeah.
He's mostly in his human form. And in the beginning, where it starts off in the original, where it's a traveler on, what's that, a camel?
Yeah.
I forgot the animal for a second. A camel, and being a merchant in the whole thing, telling the beginning story and the beginning song. It's actually Will Smith on a boat with his children. So that was a nice little tweak.
Yeah.
And at first, Will Smith, his singing voice did not match my expectations at that very beginning song.
No.
Or the beginning of any song that he did.
But then
he actually gets into the rhythm and loosens up, and you see him match everybody's expectations and then go his own style.
Yeah.
Completely. He gets more comfortable after the song starts.
Exactly. This is almost kind of like it may not be the movie, but it's certainly the performance that makes me think, oh shit, this is why everybody enjoyed him so much back in the 90s.
Yeah. He was very entertaining back then. It's like with, I know Men in Black, he doesn't have that much creativity, but he still
has charisma.
Yes.
Yeah.
He still has his own style put onto it. But then he gets into the other ones, Hancock and whatnot, and then his creativity is taken away. So seeing him bring that back into this one was great. You got to see the real him from years ago come back. Yeah, it was just like he was pretty much the biggest highlight of the movie for me. From what I understand, apparently Disney's thinking of doing a sequel. They might adapt, Return of Jafar. Did you ever see that one? No, I didn't. But if it's gonna have Will Smith as the genie in it still, then I'm game.
I would honestly be game for it too, because he's just
Jafar.
Oh man, oh man, this.
I did not like that character.
He's a great villain in the original cartoon.
Yeah, but in the live remake, number one, they took away his signature mustache.
Another thing,
or beard, whatever you like to call it.
I'd say it's more like a devil goatee.
Yeah, they took that away. They took this little piece that comes way out and curls away on this character.
Another thing is that he has this really deep, evil voice in the original, and it's like here they made him weirdly quiet. By comparison.
And a little squeaky.
Yeah, it's like, I can understand maybe they want to make him more subtle.
Make him more realistic.
But
it takes away
his charm as a villain, because it's like one of the fun things about the original Aladdin is that he has such a grandly evil look to him. Just a big sign over his head saying bad guy.
Yeah, and they take away the scene where Jafar pretty much makes Jasmine his slave. they take that out completely.
Or the fact that...
And they redo it in a different way.
Or what about his bird?
Iago.
Yeah, where it's like, like in the original, he was voiced by Gilbert Godfrey in this wonderfully obnoxious performance.
And he had a lot of role throughout the entire movie.
Here they make him a regular parrot who talks, but instead of talking like what Gilbert Godfrey was doing, he's talking like a regular parrot, and they have a great guy playing him, Alan Tudyk, who...
I mean, I like that they stuck with when he's by people, he's a parrot, a regular parrot repeating stuff. But when he's all by himself, they don't do anything different.
Well, would have been interesting...
And they don't even show much of him being by himself.
Well, would have been interesting if he was by himself, he was actually talking more regularly, or if he was with Jafar. That would have made a bit...
I know, but they don't show that. It's like in the original... Iago, when he's around Jafar or anyone else, he pretends to be a normal parrot. But then when he's away from everyone and he's by himself or going after the monkey, he's talking like a normal human. But in this remake, they take that away and make him just a normal parrot.
Which is boring. Like, this is a movie with magic.
It's so boring, it's annoying. Hi!
Hi there.
How are you?
We're doing a video right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your video.
We will. That was just the mailman.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a movie that's got magic and genies and mystical stuff in it. It's like,
I like that Jafar is able to make Iago huge for a minute, but that's the only magic that Iago has in this entire thing.
And this movie's 2 hours.
I know! You would think that it's, because it's longer, it has more to it, or they just had to add a little bit more to make it more like that video, and it's not. And then there's a part where Jasmine sings.
Yeah.
When she's being taken away from the guards.
Yeah, I remember that sequence.
That was not in the original.
Yeah.
At all.
It's like, it's a decent song, but it's placed in such an awkward position.
I know.
Like, it's like...
I like the everybody fading away effect.
Yeah.
But...
It's like it's right in the middle of a crucial dramatic moment. It's like...
Yeah.
It breaks up the flow of a movie.
And then it shows her being more powerful, more confident, and... You don't see that in the other video. I mean, you see Jasmine's confidence in the original, but not like that. It's a little standoffish.
Yeah.
To the point where it's annoying.
Yeah.
At least to me, it was annoying.
It's been a while since I've seen the original Aladdin, so I really need to compare notes.
Oh, it's been years since I've seen it, but I still remember it pretty well.
Then in that case, I must have seen it even younger than you. Because I do remember watching it. Like, I remember watching all the Disney classics when I was little. But it's like, I have no idea what happened to those old VHS tapes. We probably threw them all out.
Unlike me, who still has tub after tub after tub.
Which I saw.
VHS tapes.
Oh my god.
Of the originals like Mary Poppins, Aladdin, Lion King, White Fang, all of those. And I do still have some of the DVDs for all of those. I don't know if I have the Aladdin one. He would know. I have over 1,000 movies.
I went digging around in there and I couldn't find it.
And that's just in the DVD selection.
Yeah. I've got quite a library myself, but even then, that thing kind of gets dwarfed by what you guys have. But
I would say you've got probably about 200, 300 movies in yours, whereas I've got like over 1,000.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate.
It's because we've been adding to the collection year after year.
It's same thing for me.
We never really went to the movie theaters, me and my family. But now that I'm with him, I go to the movies more often.
Pretty much like 2 to 3 times a month.
Yeah, at least almost once a week.
Just think if Smitty's had like more screens on it, you'd be going even more. So you're lucky it's only 8 screens.
Which is actually more than what they had in my town last year.
Yeah.
2 screens more.
Yeah.
And they added a bowling alley and an arcade.
Yeah. We should know when we saw Hobbs and Shaw, we could smell the paint fumes coming in.
God, they said they moved the paint out of there.
No, they didn't.
But oh my God, you could still smell the fumes, and you end up high watching that movie.
Hey, it was a good time.
Because of the paint fumes.
I almost kind of wish, like that happened when we saw Aladdin so we could get high to the Will Smith floating around effects.
That would have been trippy.
But back on the subject, what do you think of the execution of the musical numbers in this?
Who did... Is it the same guy that did the High School Musical ones, or...
I think they actually got the original composers back from the original Aladdin, which, if I remember, one of their names was Alan Menken, who did a bunch of music back for the Disney Renaissance era.
I don't know, but whoever did it, that one song that they did for Jasmine in that one crucial set.
Yeah.
You guys screwed up there.
Well,
it wasn't in the original, and it didn't fit. At least in my opinion, it did not fit in the movie at all. I mean, you could have replaced that with when Jafar made Jasmine his slave.
Or
that would have fit.
Another thing. Well, or what was another thing about?
I think the song was "I Won't Be Silenced."
Something like that. It was along those lines.
I get it on the music, but the timing and the place for that song...
It was really awkward.
...was not where it was supposed to be.
Another thing that...
My hair looks very weird.
Oh, you're fine. Look at mine.
Well, I've had my hair in a ponytail all day, so now I've got a poof right here.
It's a poof I like. Another thing that was also weird about the movie, is it just me or was the pacing off in this?
It was. It's like in some spots it was too fast and then too slow in other spots.
Yeah, because it's about a half hour longer than the original Aladdin.
Yeah, and there are definite points where it slows down too slow and then speeds up a little too fast. Like the beginning, where he's running from the guards. They skipped a lot of that, too. Like, they didn't put a lot of the running and jumping and all of that in the beginning. Like,
and then
it slows down. And then there's another part...
Because it takes a while, at least to me anyway. It felt like it took a while for the genie to show up.
It took quite a while for the genie to show up.
I think it takes like 45 minutes for him to finally show up in the movie.
Yeah, I think we were about half an hour to almost an hour into it.
Yeah, it's like I remember pausing it. You were like, "Wait, we're only a half hour in?"
Yeah, and the genie hadn't showed up yet. Not in. At least I don't think he did.
Yeah. It takes quite a while for him to show up in the movie.
No, he's not that tall.
No.
He's just sitting in the taller chair. I'm sitting in a comfy chair.
But I'm still taller than you.
Yeah, but my chair has llamas.
But we're not entirely negative on this. We definitely have some other positives about it, like the costumes in this movie.
Oh God. They made them so vibrant and accurate to
the period.
Yes.
I would say, like
not just the period, the culture.
Yeah, like
and then
it's
the parties and the dancing that goes with it. So incredibly accurate.
Like the visuals, the visual effects that they use in the movie, they definitely look polished and such, but I almost kind of felt like where the movie's real money went to was the costume design, because it
had to have, because you guys know that in the original, there's not much of a costume change. There's not much difference between each outfit. And Jasmine wears the same outfit throughout the entire movie. Here, she's wearing all different kinds of outfits, and they're bright pink, bright orange, bright green, bright blue, gold pieces all over the place.
Even like, much as we don't...
And her hair's not as dramatic in the original, but it still looks good and it fits.
I was gonna say, even though, like, we didn't like the way they did Jafar performance-wise,
they got his outfit spot on.
Yeah, and I loved the costumes that they put Aladdin in, like when he was showing up as Prince Ali. And
I loved that number.
Oh yeah,
That was
the
a really
Prince Ali number was charming.
Yeah, they had peacock girls.
And
they were so
And they turned the monkey
vibrant.
into an elephant.
Oh. Oh, poor Abu.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry, I have to get this off my chest, but recently we watched Ace Ventura. And you remember that adorable little monkey that was in Ace Ventura?
Yes, he doesn't like Abu.
I like Abu. I just didn't like the fact that they made him a CG character in this. Because you could have gotten just, like, of course, you'd have to use a CG monkey for, like, some of the scenes you couldn't do. But...
Yeah, but the thing is, they would have really, really had to go out of their way and train that monkey to do a lot of the stuff, as well as add 50% CG.
I'm just kind of more.
And I actually like Abu because even though it's
Abu
all
is
CG,
he is a charming
he
character.
looks a lot like the actual monkey in Aladdin, and you can't have that without at least getting Abu correct.
Exactly. I'm just.
It's not Aladdin unless Abu is Abu.
I'm just kind of like a stickler because I'm just kind of like I just wish they had an actual monkey.
The part about where they were jumping from one rooftop to another. Jasmine in this one was a wimp.
Yeah.
In the original, she's headstrong. She goes first because Aladdin's there explaining and saying that it's okay if she can't do it, and then all of a sudden Jasmine goes by. But in this one, she's more, I can't do this.
I understand wanting to do things differently or give, like, a character, a new kind of arc so that they're more,
Yeah, but if the whole point was for her to be confident in this movie, that definitely would have been the scene that you'd want her confidence to show.
Yeah.
Because throughout the original, she's confident throughout the entire thing.
Whereas here, she's more withdrawn.
Yeah, she's more, I shouldn't be doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't know how to do this kind of way.
Which is frustrating because the actress who plays her, Naomi Scott's great.
Yeah, she's very pretty too.
Yes!
So she fits the Jasmine role as a princess perfectly.
She's got the look down, it's just the writing that
her voice is beautiful too.
It's just the writing that's just kind of frustrating for her, because it's
Yes.
like, you got the first two things right.
God.
Get the writing right, and
Yeah.
this would be perfect for her, but it's just kind
and
of
give her a
frustrating.
little more confidence in it. I don't care if they go and they remake it and remake a couple spots in Aladdin. If they do, I'll rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see her with more confidence in those scenes where it's really important.
Mm-hmm.
And get rid of that god-awful number. Seriously. It was put in the wrong spot. At the wrong time with the wrong song.
From what I understand, Jasmine also had another song that was going to be in the movie that was cut from the final product.
I wonder why. That one song does not fit.
Man,
Maybe the second song would have been better.
Or it might have been worse.
But that one song did not fit at all, does not fit, will never fit.
I want to go into a little bit of a minor rant right here. Like, it's not so much about the movie itself, but it's actually about my frustrations with the...
And before you do, when it comes to the original, like, Disney's, I'm a stickler for authenticity and them sticking to the storyline.
Are you okay if maybe they change it, but in a way that, like, like say, for example, like, they do things differently, but it's not like, it's like, oh, that makes sense of what would happen in the original. Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that I would be okay with, but some of the things like that one number that I can't get out of my head. No. No. Take it out.
And hey, we both really liked Maleficent. Even
yes.
though that one is so different, but that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much was because it's like, wow, this is totally different.
Yeah.
I like this. I want more of this, please.
Yeah. And before we move on to anything else, he's got a lot more videos that are going to come out. And he's actually looking to change the name of his channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of you have any suggestions...
Throw them on down in the comment section. I'll see what sounds the most pleasing.
And depending on the device that you guys use, the comment section will be on the side or down below. Typically, when you're looking at the screen, it's on the right side or down below, depending on the device.
But
had to throw that out there.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Or you could have put it at the end.
No.
Okay.
Because not many people stick through the end.
All right. Yeah. But I wanted to talk about the filmmaker who did this film, Guy Ritchie, who's somebody I've always kind of had a weird love-hate relationship with. Like, he's done some movies that I actually quite like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr., but he's also made a bunch of other movies that range from me being annoyed to frustrated to downright hatred with. Like, a couple of years ago, he did a version of the King Arthur legend.
Is this the same guy that made the Aladdin movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you were saying you wanted to do kind of like a review over certain directors' movie intake.
Yeah. There's that one I want to do on James Gray before Odd Oscar.
Yeah,
but
do that
anyway.
in a different movie.
Yeah, definitely. But
this one relates.
Yeah, of course. But it's like some of his other films, like just, like, they can annoy me. I'm just like, like, God, I hate the way you make movies. And it's like I seem to be in kind of the minority because a lot of people really like Guy Ritchie. And I'm the one who just kind of finds him annoying to watch. Like, he's typically kind of more like a British Quentin Tarantino, ultra stylish and
Yeah, I remember last night or the night before you told me that he usually goes all out on everything, and on the costumes of this movie you can tell that he went all out.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that they were perfect, and they were.
Like, as I was mentioning earlier, a movie he did a couple of years back was King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, which was his spin on, like, the Arthurian legend. And, like, it opens up just fine, but then right after the film's actually a pretty solid intro, it just becomes this insane, over-edited mess where you have people in the 13th century say, like, "You're right, bruv." Like, like, yes. And it has, like, incorporates, like, breathing into the musical score, like, it's just, and the editing in it is, like, this psychotic whirlwind, and I hated watching it. I was just like, oh, God.
If you're gonna make a movie in a specific time period, stick to it.
Yes, which
that actually brings me back to the genie.
Yeah.
Where Will Smith was actually using words that in that time period they wouldn't use, like ghetto.
Yeah, but it's like the genie himself is like, a being who, like...
all-seeing, all-powerful.
Exactly, it makes sense.
But back in that time period, those words didn't exist.
Hey.
But I like that he was able to slip a couple of those in.
Yeah.
That really showed more of Will Smith.
Yeah. Like, I'm willing to let that slide because he was just so much fun, but it's like something like with King Arthur, I was just like...
Alright, so this has been almost a half-hour video.
Yeah.
So, what was, in the Aladdin movie, your favorite character?
Can I just say the genie again?
And my favorite character through the movie was actually Carpet.
Oh, you know what?
And the genie. I loved Carpet, even though he didn't have much of a role in this one.
He was kind of, like, he still had his personality from the original.
Yeah.
But he didn't have as much screen time as he did, which was a little bit kind of like,
I know. It's like, really? Carpet had a lot more to do in the original.
Hey, better idea. Cut out the, like that musical number, replace it with more screen time for Carpet.
Yeah. It's a tie for me between the genie and Carpet.
Yeah.
Mostly the Carpet, because it's a flying carpet.
With personality.
Yes.
And he does, like, all sorts of little motions and such.
Yes, and
great.
with his tassels, he'll point to something. It's like, there, that's That's what I'm talking about.
Go,
That.
go. But yeah, we've so overall, like, what would you say about this one? Like, did you like it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, I'd give it
5, 6.
I'd actually go 8.
Oh, really? Wow, you really. Well, at least to me, on like that kind of scale, that means you really liked it.
If you grade each character, though, Aladdin, 1 to 10.
He was. I would say the guy who played him did a serviceable job, so I'd say probably around 6.5.
I'm a 5.
I
Jasmine.
6.
I'd actually give her a 4.
Oh.
Abu.
7.
Technically, he is a character.
I know he is.
So, I'm actually right there, too, 7.
Yeah.
Because they made him the way he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Carpet.
Oh, that's easy. A 9.
10. Alright, Handmaiden.
Oh, Dahlia.
Yes.
She was actually a nice addition.
That was a nice little mix.
I liked her. She was a charming character, and she gave,
I'd give her a 7.
Me too.
Which goes to show she's the handmaiden to Princess Jasmine, and Jasmine's got a 4 rating from me.
You know what?
So...
You know what we could have also done with? More scenes of the genie and Dahlia together, because it's like we get that brief glimpse of them going on the date, but we don't get anything else afterwards, and I thought that would have been...
I do like the fact that they added that Genie could hear Aladdin even though they weren't near each other.
Yeah.
But Jafar, 1 to 10.
I'm gonna be generous and say 4, because it's like, the thing is that, like, I see where they were...
I thought you were gonna give him a 5.
No. Like, I see where they were... I'm kind of like, if you really want me to be mean on it, it'd be a 3.
That's where I was gonna go, was 3.
I'm just
not
saying,
satisfied with his character.
because it's like, they got him visually right,
Mm-hmm.
and I see what they were kind of going for here. They wanted to do something different, where they were making more subtle with his evilness, but that backfired.
Yeah. And the part with the staff and Aladdin figuring it out,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
So they kind of did a crappy job there.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was the other one? The Sultan.
Sultan, he was always kind of a character, even in the original, so
Yeah.
5. I'm sorry.
I'm
that's
at a 5 too, because he didn't show up that much in
the original.
But he had a little bit more of a role in the original,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a little more...
Bouncier? Like,
yes.
yeah, he had more of a personality in the original, which is weird, because it's like...
It's like, in the originals, they always have more of a personality.
I think that has to do with the medium, because it's like...
Okay, here's the big one. Genie.
Do I even need to answer this one?
Yes.
10, obviously. He was the best part of this goddamn movie.
He had more of a personality in this one and the original. Like, he kept the personality up there.
Yeah, he's just like... I almost kind of think that kind of shows the strength of that character.
Yeah. So far, they carried the Genie and Carpet pretty much at the same level as the original. And that's really good.
Everyone else is kind of a mixed bag, though.
I know. It's bad. In the original, I would have given Jasmine a 7 or an 8.
Same.
But in this one, she gets a 4 from me.
I'm a little bit more nicer, because I thought the actress, like
I
she
like
was,
the actress.
and
I like her voice and her style, her presence. But in this movie, it didn't show.
It just, the writing just failed her.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm rating it based off of the character in the movie, in how it's been written, not the character from the original.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comparing it to the original, to the remake, and how the remake kind of ended.
Mm-hmm.
But
speaking of the ending, I wanted to bring this up, but what did you think of that little final musical number that they did at the end?
not bad. That
was actually a charming little number.
That was a good little added effect.
Yeah. So like, I think like one of the things they said that they were doing with this one is that they wanted to pay a little bit of homage to Bollywood musicals. And
Which they did.
Yeah, they certainly did that.
I loved her wedding dress. It was gorgeous.
I take it that's something you'd want to wear?
I could never pull off that dress. For those of you who like the Bollywood style dresses and all of that, and
you're gonna have a field day with this.
And you are going to love her wedding dress because it's by far the more tame outfit she wears as far as colors go, because they do add a lot of white. Thank goodness. And they bring back some of her green dress.
Also, that I just remembered something, but we forgot to mention the tiger.
Oh, Raja.
He was kind of more there in the original than he was here.
Yes, I do like they made him more realistic and more aggressive.
I like the aggression, but I could have, like
he could have had more presence. Cause
what was fun about
there was even that part. What was it by the? What's that? I want to say it's like a little waterfall with birds in the original.
Yeah.
And Raja's there with her walking around in the yard where she sneaks out, and he had more of a presence there. They did not put that scene in there.
He's not even in the movie all that much.
I know.
As I said, it's been a long time since I've watched the original. Even I remember that tiger being in the movie.
He gets pretty much 3 little showings in this remake.
He's not even in the climax.
I know.
And he was in the climax of the original, was he?
Yes, he was turned into a kitten.
Yeah, why did they do something like that? That would have been funny.
I know. It's so much from the original was taken out to put that stupid musical number in. And it really screwed up the movie.
I would say also kind of...
Alright, I think it's time to end the video.
Alright.
We've gone on for almost 40 minutes.
Oh, just think, we're going to be watching 2 movies next week. Imagine how that video's going to run.
Well, we're doing separately.
Oh, we're doing them separately?
Yeah,
okay.
separate reviews.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to try and keep these so that they're 1 movie reviews each.
Mm-hmm. And what we're going to be doing next week is that we're doing a double bill of Rambo Last Blood and Ad Astra. And
Rambo!
My Brad Pitt is sad in space movie.
Big difference between the two. I'd rather see the blood and gory one than he'd rather see one in space.
Where a guy is afraid of, living up to the expectations of his father. And we're going to be having a guest on that one, my friend Joey. He's not going to be with us physically, but he is going to be...
on phone.
Yeah, because he wants to see it
He's
too.
going to be a phone-in.
Yeah. Just had to go with that, didn't you?
He doesn't like puns.
But yeah, he's going to show up in that one, and because that bastard lives in Boston, he's going to be able to see it in IMAX while we see it on just a regular screen.
Yeah.
He's a lucky little...
And I think tomorrow we're getting that movie, Ma.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a review on that.
Yeah. Horror movie with Octavia Spencer playing a nice little granny. Might not be so nice. Well, anyway,
all right.
Thanks again. My Twitter and Letterboxd channels are down in the description below if you want to follow those. Feel free to visit those or subscribe to my channel. I don't want to pressure you into anything, but if you like what you see here, go ahead. And I hope you have yourselves a good day.
And like I say on my crochet channel, have a delightful day and happy hooking, everyone.